A completely and totally disoriented Donald Trump attempted to talk on an airplane. Emotions are running high. This was not long after he sat on the White House lawn and said, "Fuck, they don't know what they're doing, Iran and Israel," and had a complete and total meltdown. He was then asked questions, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Donald Trump said now he doesn't want regime change in Iran. Here's what you have to understand. Trump wants whatever makes him look strong. And so if your question is, what is his deep foreign policy belief about Iran? I'm sure he thinks that Iran's leadership is radical theocrats, because everybody with a shred of common sense realizes and knows that that is the case. The question is, what does he want to pursue as president? First, it was, we don't want regime change. Then it was, of course we want regime change. And now, once again, after his ceasefire went sort of wacky, and it's clear that nobody sees Trump as strong, nobody sees Trump as intelligent, nobody sees Trump as the guy to go to for negotiations. Now he's just like, I guess I don't want to really see regime change. Let's take a look at that video clip.
Do you want to see regime change in Iran?
No. If there was, there was. But no, I don't want it. I'd like to see everything calm down as quickly as possible. Regime change takes chaos, and ideally we don't want to see so much chaos, so we'll see how it does. You know, the Iranians are very good traders, very good business people, and they got a lot of oil. They should be fine. They should be able to rebuild and do a good job. They're never going to have nuclear, but other than that, they should do a great job.
So he, at this point, is sort of like, what's the exit that makes me look best? And as he said, regime change takes chaos. Chaos is bad for Trump. And so all of a sudden, it's not really the priority. Trump was also asked on the plane, did Iran make any commitments as part of this sort of ceasefire about the enrichment of uranium? And understand that if you are in this space, this is a critical question. Now, you might be someone who goes, who's anybody to tell Iran they're not allowed to have a nuclear weapon? As I've said before, that's a debate that can be had. But if we are in the environment where the bombing was to stop the enrichment, and Trump claims that every enrichment facility was obliterated, but nuclear experts looked at the satellite imagery and said it's not obvious to us that that's the case. And J.D. Vance even intimated they might have moved the nuclear material before the bombing. If you're in the space where the whole point is to prevent the enrichment, a logical question is, as part of the ceasefire, supposed, was there any commitment made about uranium enrichment? Trump doesn't answer the question. Take a look.
Mr. President, did Iran make any commitments yesterday about uranium enrichment?
About what?
About uranium enrichment.
They're not going to have enrichment, and they're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and they know that. They're going to get on to being a great trading nation. You know, they're very good traders. And they're going to be a great trading nation, and they have a lot of oil. They're going to do well. They're not going to have a nuclear weapon.
So did they
The
promise?
last thing on Iran's mind right now is nuclear weapons.
So there it is. Trump's new argument is, we did such damage, they want to bolster their economy. Nuclear weapons are the last thing on their mind, which of course is ridiculous. But more importantly, Donald Trump for years has been telling us the number one thing, the most important goal, the most notable thing that Iran wants is indeed nuclear enrichment. So Trump, ever the diplomat, ever the negotiator, ever the tough guy, walks completely away from that altogether and leaves us to go, so what are the terms of this supposed ceasefire that Trump supposedly was involved in, although the truth seems to be that we're a few bricks short of a foundation here. The topic of meeting with Zelensky at the NATO summit came up. Do you think you'll meet with Zelensky, and what would you say to him? Here is Donald Trump's answer.
Do you think you'll meet with Zelensky when you're there?
Yeah, probably I'll see him. Yeah.
What would you say to him?
Say, how you doing? He's in a tough situation. Should have never been there.
I mean, not exactly a person who is coming to the table prepared, ready, and predisposed to get us at all closer to what Donald Trump promised to do on day one of becoming president-elect at the end of the day, which was to end the Russia-Ukraine war. I know that this has been sidelined because of so much other insanity, and it's always, what's a distraction from what? But we shouldn't forget that Donald Trump did promise to end the Russia-Ukraine war within 24 hours of becoming president-elect in November of 2024. He didn't do it. He then said, I will end the Russia-Ukraine war within 24 hours of becoming president, January 20th. He didn't do it. Then it was, I'm going to end the Russia-Ukraine war within 100 days of being sworn in. He didn't do it. And now it's, we may be walking away. Marco Rubio said they may be walking away. Other staffers have said they may simply be walking away. And so it's easy to see a 12-second clip and go, oh, it's Trump being Trump. He's just generically clueless. And he is generically clueless. But it's more important and more relevant to making a deeper analysis of the governance strategy that these are super specific promises of massive geopolitical importance that are just racking up and accumulating failures. Now, if we zoom out a little on the NATO question, he was traveling to the NATO summit after all. Trump was asked, are you still committed to the mutual defense of NATO? One of the centerpieces of NATO is Article 5, which is, if a NATO country is attacked, other NATO members are committing, we will come to your defense. Trump's been very lukewarm on NATO. Lukewarm probably doesn't even cut it. He's been hostile to NATO to a great degree. And Trump's answer leaves a little bit to be desired. Take a look.
Are you still committed to mutual defense?
I'm committed to saving lives. I'm committed to life and safety. And I'm going to give you an exact definition when I get there. I just don't want to do it on the back of an airplane.
I hope that people realize how genuinely dangerous this is. I know I've explained that Trump can't be relied upon and that under Donald Trump, the United States seems unreliable. Hey, we're Iran. We signed a nuclear advancement deal with Obama. We're sticking to it, so we're all good. Trump comes in, cancel the deal, put in place sanctions. Wow, the US doesn't seem like a reliable negotiating partner or a treaty partner. And similarly here, the United States has made a commitment to NATO. If every president that comes in just goes, I'll honor it, I won't honor it, the United States seems unreliable. The United States loses global credibility. This stuff matters. And Trump goes, I don't know that I'm going to give you an exact answer right now. I got to get a definition of what Article 5 even says, and I'm committed to life and safety, but of course we know that he's really not. This is humiliating, but it's also extraordinarily terrifying. And if we are looking for any silver linings here, maybe the silver lining is that there are some right-wing people, some Trump supporters, that are maybe reconsidering a little bit. I want to talk about that next. If you are shopping for a new mattress, I would recommend you start by looking at Helix Sleep, the mattress I've been sleeping on for years, the only one that I recommend because they custom tailor it to your needs. I took their sleep quiz. It took a minute or two. I said, I like to sleep on my stomach. I tend to feel hotter in the middle of the night rather than colder. I like medium firm. And Helix just nailed it, matched me with the perfect mattress. Most people don't even know where to start when you're looking for a mattress, and Helix just makes it easy. There is really no substitute for the mattress that's right for you. Your body will thank you. Delivery was fast, setup was easy. You do get 100 nights to try it out. They'll even take away your old mattress. And right now, Helix has an exclusive offer just for my audience. Go to helixsleep.com/Pacman. You'll get 27% off site-wide. The link is in the description.